Don't adjust your TV set. It is still basketball season, but it's also now the crossover. As I've said many times in the past, it's the nightmare season for sports information, athletic training, and the LMU Sports Network. We got a lot to talk about, primarily basketball tonight. We've got Krystal Evans, head coach of the Lady Railsplitters, as she and her team are now in third place in the South Atlantic Conference standings at 10-5 on the year. Josh Schertz will be in here later on. He and the Railsplitters in sole first place at 15-0 in league play. And, they are now 19-2 overall. The Lady Railsplitters, I think, 12 or 13-7, something of that nature. But both play Wingate University this coming weekend. They've got a Wednesday date with Tusculum over in Greenville, Tennessee, and we'll talk about all that tonight. But we do have more going on. The LMU baseball team departing today for Aiken, South Carolina, their three-game series. Softball team down in Savannah, Georgia to open the year, and LMU lacrosse in action against Emmanuel this weekend. We'll talk about it and much more tonight right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Stay with us.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrigan and Middlesboro has your fresh interest at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner you're after, choose from a wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches that are all made specifically to order. Serving a crowd, Subway also has sandwich planners, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Be it dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. 368 Catawba Avenue in Harrigan and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro. You love your car or truck? Let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street Northeast, Knoxville.
Krystal Evans and the Lady Railsplitters are rolling right now through the South Atlantic Conference schedule as they have picked up back-to-back wins this week, I might add, over Lenore-Rhine on Saturday and most recently Brevard College at home in the Tex Turner. And, Coach, I know that at 10-5, I said to you in an interview recently that 10-5 years ago would have definitely solidified a spot in the South Atlantic Conference tournament. But there's so much parity in the league, and it's such a tight race in the center of the pack that right now nothing's exactly for sure.
No, you can't get comfortable at all. If you just have a few bad games, a few things don't go your way, you could end up looking up and not even qualifying for the tournament. Our conference is so strong, which is a good thing as a fan, because you just never know what team's going to pull away with the victory in one night. And it's just it just really speaks volume to the strength of this conference. I mean, I just think it's unparalleled across the country.
Back-to-back wins over Lenore-Rhine. We're watching footage from that game on Saturday, and back-to-back wins this season, home and away over Brevard College. This team a year ago had some talent on it, and you lost a lot of players in the offseason. There's a lot of new players on this lineup, and it seems like everybody's contributing right now.
Well, Rusty, I had so many injuries last year. We finished playing with 8 healthy players, and so I kind of went the reverse way and picked up some extra players, and now we've got 19 completely healthy players, so which is a great thing, but because you can never predict injuries, and so now we're just at full strength, and we've got a lot of depth, we've got a lot of different weapons, and hopefully we'll continue to improve and hit our peak when we need to.
Yeah, that's kind of an oddity in and of itself, because this time of year, I mean, you're essentially, when you look at it, I mean, you got 7 games left, so you played 21 games. You don't see coaches being able to play the whole bench the way you do. And for a lot of opposing coaches out there, it's not necessarily facing platoon substitution, but when you can run basically 4 squads at somebody in a contest, I mean, that's tiring.
Well, I always wonder what people's scouting reports look like against us and who they're choosing to put on those scouting reports. I mean, usually for us, we put the starters and we put a couple key reserve players, but I just wonder, you know, again, our lineups have been mixed up so many times this season. I just wonder who they're choosing. I'd love to see that. But at the end of the day, it's a good position to be in. We do have a lot of depth, and you know, we've had a lot of people contribute in different ways, and a lot of our players are improving each and every day. So we're in a good position right now, and like I said, I just hope we continue to improve.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the roster or the statistics, there's not one person that started every game this year, and the lineup or the scouting report, I should say, probably looks like a game of Scrabble when you're a coach trying to figure out, okay, who are they going to start? What are we going to do if this person's in the lineup? But you know, you can prepare for the individual. Okay, if Megan Pittman's in the lineup, this is what we're going to do. But the combination of people sometimes is more lethal than just that one person.
Well, I think, which is again another positive thing. I think, you know, being a coach playing against us and trying to scout us, I know they have a hard time. But for me, as the coach of the team, I mean, I've got a hard time because there are so many players on this team that are just neck and neck, and you know, it's just basically who's coming out to play that night, or getting their shot, or who's been, you know, just playing better in practice, who's been competing harder, and you know, a lot of times it's a toss-up, and you know, again, it's a great position to be in, but you just never know who's going to have their game, and when they're in there and they're performing, I'm not taking them out. You know, if they're earning their minutes, then you know, I'm going to leave them in there as long as I can until they get tired or foul trouble or something along those lines. And you know, I just feel like we're in a fortunate position that we're able to do that.
Let's talk about Wednesday night's game. I mean, obviously, Brevard came in. They fragmented the game early to kind of make things difficult for us. But Bannister was carrying them along with Williams early. But it took us a while to get settled in. Once we did, I thought we broke their back.
Well, I feel like we just did a good job shooting the ball from the outside. I felt like, you know, we started the game pretty slow, but we picked it up, and once we, you know, laid down on the gas, I felt like there was no turning back, and we did a good job of really attacking, getting out in transition, and knocking down some open shots.
There you see Ross Mathis, I think, letting one go from the outside. There's just so many weapons that you have, and so many players are contributing right now. It's got to make it difficult for you to decide, okay, who do I put in the starting lineup this evening?
Well, the starting lineup is always difficult because, again, you know, I just feel like we did start the game against LR well. We started the game way back against Newberry well, but there's not been many games that I can sit there and think, okay, we just really came out on fire, we were really aggressive, and, you know, that's what I want to do. I mean, straight from the jump, I want to look to attack and be in transition and really push the ball, and, you know, so I'm still trying to find that 5 that starts the game well, looking to attack each and every time consistently, and we haven't found it yet, Rusty.
One of the Griffith twins right there, scoring the bucket off the inbound, stealing it, and then getting fouled going to the line. Coach, you know, now you're at 10-5 in the league. You've moved up a spot from 4 to 3 with some help throughout the league. I think Carson Newman might have gone down.
They lost to Mars Hill
Wednesday night. Mars Hill, a team you've still got to face here at home in the Tex Turner. But today, or actually Saturday, you've got a team over in North Carolina that's also among the upper echelon. And Wingate University, anytime you put them in Cuddy Arena, they're an extremely tough team to play.
Well, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, again, Wingate matches up so well against us. They've got such good inside game. They've got outside game. They've got penetrators. They've got good shooters. I mean, they're just very balanced. And you know, obviously they beat us at our place earlier this season. And so, you know, we're going to try to, you know, steal one back. But it's going to be a tough game, and our girls really got to come out and focus. We got to stick with the game plan, and hopefully, you know, we'll pull away with victory.
Well, that's only one of 2 games on this week's schedule. Wednesday night, the LMU women play their 2nd consecutive road game. You're going to go back over to Greenville, Tennessee, to take on Tusculum in Pioneer Arena. And you know, they came here, and I thought we overwhelmed them early in the contest. But you know, this is a team that was coached by a very good friend of yours. Now they're under different direction, so they've got a little different style and flavor of play.
They do, and they've got several young kids that are really stepping up for them. And then obviously they've got Shanice, who's leading our entire conference in points per game. So they've got several pieces too. And it's just any game, any night. It's going to be a battle at Wingate. It's going to be a battle at Tusculum, and we got to come ready to play each and every night. If you're looking past the team, you're going to lose.
I liked what you said to me. We talked earlier, and we were talking about the 10-5 record, possibly, getting in the league tournament in the past. But with 7 games left, you personally are not satisfied with the number 3 position. I mean, you can't rest on those laurels that you've got right now. You're still within striking distance of the number 1 position. You've got to go to Anderson. We've seen they are beatable. You've still got some of the business to take care of with Wingate, and if you take care of your business and get a little bit of help, you could very easily take over that number 1 spot.
Well, as long as, just like you said, we're taking care of our business, which is our key. You just never know how things are going to shake out across the conference. I mean, Anderson has been beaten twice, and every game that they've had since then have been nail biters. And so again, we could get some help from a couple other players and hopefully a couple other teams, and hopefully contribute to some losses on their record. But again, it doesn't matter if they lose and we lose, it doesn't help us. So we got to take care of what we're doing each and every game, and hopefully things will shake out to our favor.
3 weeks of the conference schedule remaining. Is this team where you wanted it to be at this point in the season?
No. We're getting better, we're improving, but we still, Rusty, to be very honest with you, we hadn't scratched the surface. We have a lot of talent, and I feel like right now we've got about 3 to 4 players out there each moment in the game that are really, really pushing, and we haven't got all 5 yet. And daggone it, when we get all 5, we're going to be scary.
Matt Green and Cam Wicker, the LMU Athletics Administration, implemented a new little feature where when we knock down a 3, they hang up a 3 poster down there on the bandstand. I think that the student body has bought into that. They really like seeing those 3s go up. How do the girls feel about it?
Oh, well, they're excited. I think actually they were attempting a little bit more 3s against Brevard just to see them go up. And I'm like, hold on, that's not the game plan. That's not the game plan. But, whenever the crowd gets into it, I think our student section has just been great this season, and we definitely appreciate them. And it definitely, it filters over. If anybody doesn't think that the crowd is a big deal, they're totally wrong. Because, I'm telling you, when the energy's up with the student section, it's definitely up with our team. And it's such a big deal, and we definitely appreciate it.
Well, I have had a lot of people tell me that they are going to make the trek over to Wingate, North Carolina, Saturday to watch the Lady Railsplitter and Railsplitter basketball teams take on Wingate. Folks, it's not that bad a drive. It's right outside of Charlotte, and Charlotte's a beautiful town, especially this time of year. So going over there and support the LMU men's and women's basketball teams. Coach, best of luck this week in your endeavors, and we're anxious to see where we're going to be a week from now.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Take a time out. We'll be back to talk with Josh Schertz as the Railsplitter Athletics Report continues. Stay with us.
Established in 1982, Dixie Roofing Incorporated of La Follette has been the industry's leader in commercial roofing throughout Knoxville, Tennessee, and surrounding counties for more than 30 years. From medical facilities to office buildings and educational institutions, Dixie Roofing has the experience, expertise, equipment, and know-how to handle roofing needs of any commercial structure, big or small. Dixie Roofing is also on the web at www.dixieroofing.com. Dixie Roofing Incorporated.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Josh Schertz and the Railsplitters are ranked number 5 nationally in the latest NABC poll, number 4 in the media poll, and they are among the ranks of the only unbeaten team in South Atlantic Conference play at 15-0 as they prepare for the week's tasks ahead against the Bulldogs of Wingate on Saturday, and then, of course, over there against Mike Jones and the Pioneers on Wednesday. Coach, a couple of tough games this past week. LR gave us a scare in the first half, went up by 18. We battled back through defense, and then on Wednesday we just came out mainly in the second half and overwhelmed Brevard.
Yeah, I thought, the big thing with these last 2 games, really the last 25 minutes of the LR game, and really all 40 minutes of Brevard was how well we defended. Obviously everybody loves offense. I love offense. I want guys to score and do those things, but you really got to be able to hang your hat defensively, and I thought the last 25 minutes against LR, all 40 minutes last night, we were really engaged, in tune, active, positionally very good. Brevard puts a lot of pressure on you from a mental standpoint, your intelligence, your discipline, those type of things. And I thought our guys did we had breakdowns here and there, which is normal in a game, but did a pretty incredible job from a defensive standpoint for 40 minutes last night.
Yeah, I think in the LR game there, what I liked most, other than the defensive effort in the second half, is we didn't get rattled to the point where we couldn't recover after going down by 18.
Yeah, we showed a lot of mental fortitude. I mean, LR is a very good basketball team. To get down 39-21, thankfully there was a lot of time remaining. There was about 25 and a half minutes to go. We were 5.5 minutes left in the first half, but that's a long hill to climb. I mean, that's a guy showed a lot of fortitude, a lot of resolve, a lot of will. And again, it started on the defensive side of the ball. They had 39 points there in the first, basically 16 minutes of the game, and then the rest of the way, they only scored 36, the last 24, 25 minutes of the game. So, did a very good job from the defensive side of things. And again, a lot of it offensively, even last night, we played pretty good defense in the first half. We didn't make any shots. I think we made our last 2 threes. We were 1 for our first 9. The great thing was we were 1 for our first 9. We were up 30-25. We weren't down, 45-30 because we weren't guarding.
I think Jalen was responsible for all of the threes in the first half, and then second half we got some other guys in the mix. Maybe I think a couple by Pinson, maybe Simmons had one, Curtis Webb, some of the others, but wound up actually skewing that figure a little bit. But there were times, Coach, after the first, let's say 10 to 12 minutes of the game, that it almost looked like a highlight reel because of some of the big time plays being made.
Yeah, we did a great job of and I think I may be off a couple points, but I think it was like a 46-5 run, and just to be able to sit down and guard and do it, and anytime you get out and you rebound the ball and you get out in transition like that, if you can, defense fuels everything. If you defend and you rebound, it allows you to get out in transition, play fast, and I thought both games the defense was the starting point for everything that happened. And while you love to go into Carson Newman and win, and score 100, but we give up 60%, to me what happened with LR and Brevard is more real, and that's going to be more what it has to be like to win in February, March. Everything gets harder this time of year. Teams are better, games are more difficult, stakes are higher, right? As the games get less, the stakes get higher each regular season game into the postseason, so everything's going to get more difficult. If you don't defend, you don't rebound, you got no chance, and that was what I'm really, has been like I said, the last 3 halves, LR second half, both halves against Brevard, we haven't given up even 40%. We've held people in the low 30s, and that again, with the rebounding, is what's going to trigger the offense. Who make shots, don't make shots. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. But you can control the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I thought in the game on Wednesday against Brevard that we'd almost not necessarily reverted back to what we were early in the season as a second half team, but it seemed like there was a very similar feel to what we had early in the season.
Yeah, I didn't think we came out bad. Like I said, the offensive side of the ball, Brevard did some good things to adjust to what we do against the matchup zone, and we had played them before. Obviously, they got a chance to watch us against Carson Newman, which plays very similar defensively to Brevard, and so they did some things, take some things away. We had to make adjustments. People always say, halftime adjustments, but really, why wait to halftime? you know, you can just adjust then. And I thought we adjusted the last 2 minutes of the half, change we're doing offensively a little bit. And that was good for us. And Emmanuel Terry, I think, made some big plays. Second half, we came out with a lot of aggression, drove the ball. We were more aggressive, which I think is always a big key offensively. We were more aggressive attacking the rim, and that freed up shooters, got us better looks from the perimeter. And also, like you saw there, that drive, Jarrell misses the drive, but because he drove it and forced help, Emmanuel Terry is there to clean up the backboards and gets a follow slam.
Yeah, Emmanuel last night playing above the rim, probably more so than I've seen him play all year long. He had several dunks in that contest, and really, you know, you would expect him to do like that against a lineup that he has a size advantage on, and he did last night. But all in all, played extremely well, and he was our Old Town Grill University Medical Clinic Player of the Game. Coach, you've got a tough week ahead. You've got Wingate on the road, Brian Good's team losing Wednesday night, so they experienced some of the tougher nature that you were talking about. They lost to Newberry on Wednesday. Really, Queens had a tough one, despite the fact you don't play them this week. They had a tough one against Coker, had to come back to win it. But Tusculum and then, of course, Wingate in the same week, that's no easy task.
No, well, you know, all the games are so challenging, and now we go to Wingate, who's has lost, I think, once at home all year. They've beaten 3 nationally ranked teams on their floor, 2 teams inside the top 10. Queens' only other loss besides us was at Wingate. So it's going to be a tremendous battle down there. Brian's team is 12-3 inside the league. I think they're 16-5 overall. They got a terrific basketball team. They got experience. They're as always with Wingate, you know, tremendous defensively, tremendous on the backboards. We've talked about they've really changed offensively to go to that dribble drive offense, which is a complete 180 of what we've had to prepare for going into Brevard. And so those are things from our guys' standpoint that make things challenging. You know, the defensive scheme for them is obviously completely different. The offensive scheme is completely different, and we've got a small window to prepare and go in and play well on Saturday. But it'll take our very best effort to win at Wingate. You and I talked about in the post game last night. It's a 3-game game now. We have a 3-game separation on them. If we win, it goes to 4, and then obviously with a sweep, 5. So if they can win, they cut it to 2. So it'd be down 2 with 6 to play or 5 with 6 to play. We're going to get Wingate's absolute best shot, and we'll have to give our best shot to be competitive.
Yeah, it's tough for me having seen them play the offensive sets that they have in the past and then go into that dribble drive. And do you think at this point in the year that we have seen enough of the dribble drive that we can make the adjustments smoothly and go in there and execute?
Yeah, it won't be from the dribble drive's not hard in the sense of schematically. It's just hard. They have good players. You know, you got to be able to keep the ball in front and not get driven. And when you do, you got to be sound in your rotations. We've seen everything that you can see over the course of a year. One thing about being in this league is you pretty much, you know, we've been pressed. We've seen dribble drive. We've seen, you know, Anderson, Newberry, Wingate. You know, I mean, we've seen so many different types of style of play. We've seen matchup zone, regular zone, 1-3-1. It doesn't matter. You know, we've covered the gamut, but it's always going out and executing it. Wingate doesn't beat you necessarily with plays, they beat you with players. And now can we sit down and keep Isaiah Curitan in front, Mike Baez, Anthony Doyle, etc.? You know, that's going to be the tale on Saturday. If we can do that and do a good job, then we'll have a great chance to be successful. If we can't guard them and we're constantly in rotations, then then we're going to have it'd be very difficult for us to win.
Tusculum on Wednesday. Mike Jones and his team gave LMU a scare. Railsplitters had a slow shooting night when they hosted the Pioneers in Texas Arena. That's Wednesday night over in Greenville, Tennessee. Coach, I want to go back real quick to Wednesday's game. We got about a minute left. The game on Wednesday, LMU men captured their 250th career victory in the Texas Arena, and the 15-0 start marks the best ever in South Atlantic Conference play. So 2 more accolades under this team's belt.
Well, the 250 is certainly a lot of different people, players, coaches over a long period of time. Unbelievable what the tradition history here at LMU that goes way back before me. And then obviously, 15-0 starts, incredible, and something I think we'll very proud of. And obviously, as you know, it matters how you finish. So great start. Now it's all, everything we want to do is in front of us and not behind us. So we'll focus on that.
A lot of business to take care of. And I know this one's going to be a tough one this weekend, Coach. I said this for Krystal Evans earlier. There's a lot of folks from the Harrogate area, LMU fans, planning on making the trek over there to Cuddy Arena and I'm sure we'll take all the help we can get.
Yeah, listen, if we can have a road environment like we did at Carson Newman, we'll take that, turn Cuddy into a mini Tex Turner, be great. So we've had great support all year. Fans have been outstanding, and they're a huge part of our team. We're very, very appreciative of all the fans that come and support us home and on the road.
Coach, congratulations on last week. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Russ.
Railsplitters on the road Saturday. That's a 4 o'clock tip-off in Cuddy Arena. I'll have pregame coverage following the LMU women's basketball game as LMU takes on Wingate. We're going to take this time out. When we come back, we got some more sports to tell you about this weekend. Stay with us.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Join the Vive broadband TV revolution. Vive gives you the freedom to choose with loads of new channels like Up TV, The Hub, The Blaze, and Cubo. Vive's Watch TV Everywhere feature gives you the freedom to watch participating channels just about anywhere, anytime, on any device. And Vive broadband speed gives you the freedom to power internet TV services like Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Join the TV revolution at vivebroadband.com.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Special thanks to our guests on tonight's show, Josh Schertz and Krystal Evans, and we want to wish them the best of luck in the week ahead as they take on Wingate University and Tusculum College on Saturday and Wednesday evening. Folks, as I said early in the show, they're not the only teams that are in action right now. The LMU baseball team opens the 2016 schedule this weekend as they travel down to Aiken, South Carolina for their annual 3-game series with the Pacers of the University of South Carolina, Aiken. Game on Friday, game on Saturday, game on Sunday. I know those games will be live statistics through the USC Aiken and LMU Athletics websites. You might be able to catch some live video as well, so check the LMU Athletic website for details. Go to the baseball page, click on the schedule, and you'll find out that information. LMU softball team on the road down in Savannah, Georgia at the Armstrong Atlantic State University Classic. Good luck to Natalie Layden and her team this weekend as they open the 2016 schedule. And on Saturday, LMU Sports Network's very own Brandon Burke will call the first ever game broadcast of LMU men's lacrosse as they host Emmanuel here at home on the LMU campus. That'll actually be played at the LMU soccer field, but Brandon will have the call. I think they've got pregame coverage beginning 10 minutes prior to the game start, so check it out. It's on the LMU Sports Network right here on the World Wide Web, www.lmurailsplitters.com. That's all the time we have for tonight. Until next week, I'm Rusty Peace. Good night, everybody.